expecting qualifying to start any minute here in Austin, Texas, where drivers will be hoping to top the timesheets today and be ready for tomorrow's US Grand Prix. The competition is certainly heating up as we head into today's qualifying. Some impressive times showing up during the previous practice sessions. Anthony Davidson, do you think we can expect a similar level of skill to be showcased during today's qualifier?
Well, I certainly hope so. The competition here is extremely tight, and I think we might see some very close times today. Remember, practice isn't just about fastest lap times though. It's about optimization, it's about ratifying your decisions. No one's going to be sweating small mistakes here and there, but in qualifying that all changes. You need to nail that perfect lap or face the consequences, and believe me, that's a lot of pressure.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Impact7 and today I'm going to be playing F1 2019. This is my Make Max Verstappen Drivers World Champion Series. This is episode 19. We're at the United States Grand Prix. I'd like to thank everyone who's watching right now, I really do appreciate it. Please don't forget to hit that like button, share, comment and subscribe. Really would appreciate my road to 700 subscribers. If you want to keep up to date with my latest information, be follow me on Twitter, Facebook and Discord. Links are free as usual in the description box down below. As usual, the car setup that I'll be using for this video will be in the description box down below. If any of you want to use it, feel free. Okay,
let's update the setup.
let's get out there. Going down the back straight now, my flying lap in qualifying 1. Got a car just in front of me, McLaren. Should be too much of an issue. Oh, went a bit wide there. Carried a bit too much speed. Gonna ride out of VRS soon. Like now. Charles Leclerc's gone quickest, 1 minute 34.6, I believe that was. Around the final corner. DRS. 1 minute 34.4.
That's the fastest lap so far. Well done.
Faster than Leclerc. Okay, I'm happy with that. Won't go out again. Should be enough. Hopefully. Let's see the first 5 cars in qualifying 1. Let's say in the qualifying 1. As you can see, Max Verstappen, top of the timesheets. Just less than a tenth separating me and Sebastian Vettel. Lewis Hamilton's on the medium, so he's definitely going to be a contender for first place. So to Valtteri Bottas, my teammate is in 5th. So the first 5 cars eliminated in qualifying 1 here at the United States Grand Prix is Nico Hülkenberg, Daniel Kvyat, George Russell, Antonio Giovinazzi and Robert Kubica. Here we go to qualifying 2. Here we are, final lap in qualifying 2 now. Got a Haas just behind me, but should be okay. One thing I've forgotten to do is reduce the amount of fuel I have on board. I've got 5 laps of fuel on board rather than normally during my final lap I normally have less than 2, so that might affect my lap time. Hopefully it shouldn't affect it too much. The glare from the sun here is terrible. You can barely see the track. Really bright. Bottas goes quickest so far, 1 minute 33. Didn't quite catch that. 1 minute 33.8. There you go. Bit of a skid from the rear end. Should be flat out through the series of corners here. 1, 2, and a long third one. Final sectors, this car should be pretty good. Right off on the corner. DRS, can I get there? 2 tenths slower. Maybe I could get those 2 tenths if I reduce the amount of fuel I have on board, but let's move out of the way of that Haas. Once again, shouldn't have to go out again, should be fine. That's in the qualifying 2. Wound up in 4th place, 8 tenths slower than Lewis. Surprised about that one. So the next 5 cars eliminated in qualifying 2. Roman Grosjean, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, Kimi Raikkonen and Alexander Albon. Here we go for qualifying 3. Although, one of the things I will say is there might be some rain during this qualifying. I think at the end of qualifying 2 there was a bit of light rain, so it's going to be interesting to see if it's going to be in qualifying 3. Let's find out. Hopefully not. Here we are for my first flying lap in qualifying 3. I'm saying first because I'm probably going to have to go out again. But as you can see, there's rain on the track, so it's raining right now, so I'm hoping it dries up. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, I can barely turn the corner. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. As you've seen so far this season, I do horribly when it's raining. Am I even going to make the corner? Yes, but even when I'm trying... Whoa, back end, whoa! And this is not good. I think my teammate's going to pass me while my qualifying lap is going on. Just can't get the power down. Don't have any confidence in the car. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh my days. Teammate's right behind me. I think I'm messing up his final lap too. But there's nothing I can do about that, man. And I lost it. Oh, I completely lost it. Now, at least I helped my teammate out a bit then. Oh my days, nope. No. I'm heading back to the pits. Hopefully it dries out so I can do another lap, but I guess I have psychic powers. Did say nope, couldn't make that one either. I did say this was my first lap, so I saw the future a bit here. Alright, let's return to garage and let's see what's going on. Lewis is on the inters there, but I don't think that's the time. I don't think that's the tyres he did that lap in the qualifying 3, as you can see. Ended up not setting a lap time. As you can see, I was wrong beforehand when I said that the inters wasn't the tyre that Lewis did his lap on. Clearly it was. I decided not to go out. Disappointed I'm in 10th place, but I know normally I have better pace in the race than I do in qualifying, so let's see what happens. Would like to finish ahead of Lewis, but that's going to be pretty difficult, so let's get to the race. Let's see how things go.
Welcome to Austin, Texas for the United States Grand Prix. With lots of overtaking opportunities, this track is quickly becoming a firm fan favourite. As the clock ticks down to lights out, let's join the teams down on the grid. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of the wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles an hour, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the very long back straight into turn 12. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Pierre Gasly, and Norris, Magnussen, Sainz, Ricciardo, and Max Verstappen, Grosjean, Perez, Lance Stroll, and Raikkonen, Albon, Hülkenberg, Daniel Kvyat and George Russell, Giovinazzi and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Here we are on the grid for United States Grand Prix. I'd like to thank everyone who's watching right now. We do appreciate it. If you're enjoying the stream, if you're enjoying the video so far, please don't forget to hit that like button, share, comment and subscribe. Really appreciate my road to 700 subscribers. If you want to keep up to date with my latest information, please follow me on Twitter, Facebook and Discord. Links are free as usual are in the description box down below. Okay, now then. There's 28 laps. We're going to be starting on the softs because I got into Q3. Then going on to the mediums for 18 laps to the end of the race. We've got 30 laps of fuel. So we've got 2 laps of extra fuel. Okay, here we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. So we are racing! I must admit, those lights went up pretty quickly. And as usual, I get swamped by the AI. I'm going to try really late braking here. Get some places. I've got McLaren on my inside. There we go. Got more grip than him, as you'd expect from a Red Bull compared to a McLaren. So good start up into 7th place. May have tried to dive there on the Haas, but left it alone.
That's a strong start. Well done.
Might get a dive down the inside of this Haas here. Lewis Hamilton's lost 1st place to his teammate. Got the pass on Magnussen. Got to move down my ERS. Save a bit of it. Good start. Going to 6th place here. Just need to bide my time. I don't need to rush it. Right behind my teammate now. Got rid of the some of the slower cars. I need Bottas to win here. I want to keep on finishing ahead of Lewis. I know I'm really far away from him in terms of the Drivers' Championship, but still want to give it a go. I do need Hamilton to retire from one of these races. There's only 3 left on the calendar, including this one. And for those who may be wondering, only 3 days until I get back for my holiday. My teammate's starting to lose ground on the Ferraris here. Oh my days. Had to hit the brakes there. Looks like I need to get past my teammate quickly if I want to stay on the back of the Ferraris here. So let me see if I can get past my teammate quickly here. I'm in overtake, but overtake doesn't look like it's going to work for me here. So let's slot in behind. Need a good exit out of this corner, which I did get. Just put it into overtake now. Can it help me catch and pass my teammate here? Should be in a bit of slipstream, but I don't think it's allowing me to catch my teammate quickly enough here. I am gaining on him here, but let's bring it all down. Put that to none. Definitely seems under braking is where I have the chance to pass my teammate, particularly in the slow corners. The first sector, I think I have a better advantage over my teammate. So I think I might have to try and just force one, go into the hairpin before the long straight. Magnussen's not letting me get away, that's for sure. I'll keep an eye on him as well. He's got a bit of a distance to the car behind him, the McLaren.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
Okay, so I'm going to get DRS here, so I can be a bit patient and wait until the long straight in order to get DRS. It will also mean that if I don't pass him until the DRS zone, it'll mean my teammate doesn't get DRS until the pit straight. Whereas if I pass him before it, he'll get DRS on me, and I'll probably have to defend from him. So just trying to save a bit of ERS here. Nice exit out of this corner. Should get DRS here. Got to keep it in rich as well. Pretty good exit. Back end didn't step out on me. I think I'm close enough. Yep, here we go. Gaining. Got to switch out to none. My teammate goes defensive. But I'm just going to place my car correctly, hit the apex, and there I go. Got the position. Now let's see if I can push on now. Start catching up to the Ferraris and the Mercedes. The Mercedes are fighting each other. I think Hamilton may have just got back his first place.
Bottas has just moved into first place.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe Hamilton passed Bottas down the back straight that I did to my teammate, and then Bottas just passes him again there. Maybe. Which is good. I don't want Hamilton winning any of the races.
The gap to the car ahead is 2.1 seconds.
Teammate's got DRS, he's closing on me very, very slowly. Okay, here we go. First sector is normally where I'm able to do better than my teammate, so let's see if I can pull away a bit. Slightly late turning in. Car feels very nimble right now. Personal best, actually the fastest first sector, sorry, so that's encouraging. Am I able to set the fastest lap? That would be very interesting if I could. A slight skid from the back end there. Created a nice gap so far to my teammate. Don't have to worry about him, and I think my teammate may have to start worrying about the hats behind him. Personal best, second sector by 3/10. Didn't take the line that I wanted there. Bit scruffy. Flat out through there as it should be. Just slightly touched the curb on the inside. One minute 38.2.
The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:37.7.
Okay. I think it's all down to the power, really. So the front four is just starting to space out a bit. Particularly whoever's in first place is just starting to edge away. The two Ferraris are on the second Mercedes, which I think is Hamilton. What I'm hoping for right now is that the two Ferraris fight the Mercedes that's in front of them to the point where it just allows me to catch up a bit. There we go, the Ferrari attacking the Mercedes down the inside. He's going to have him. I think it was almost free wide. Oh, too much speed. Too much speed. Ran wide. Once I knew I was going to go wide, I just let it go. Still, oh, it's Bottas. Oh, damn it. Damn. It's Hamilton just pulling away, not Bottas. Oh, that's annoying. The wingman doing his job, I guess, for Hamilton. That should be his nickname. Valtteri the Wingman Bottas. Got a nice ring to it too.
We're slowly gaining on the car in front. Try to keep this momentum.
Roger that. 1.2 seconds behind this pack of three here. Also, I just noticed the Haas just passed my teammate, and now my teammate passed him back. So my teammate's losing a bit of time fighting him, which is good for me. Don't have to worry about looking behind. Just what's in front that counts for me. Really attacking these series of quick corners here. Slowly gaining on him. As usual, 50% race. I restrict myself to only 2 flashbacks during a race, so whatever happens after that, that's it. Got to get DRS, but I'm going to turn everything down to just save some fuel, save some ERS. Valtteri Bottas attacking the Ferrari that passed him. I think that's Leclerc. Yes, it is. Bottas got ahead once again. .1 behind these two now. Behind these three, I should say. Ooh, again, ran a bit wide.
Hamilton has the lead.
Roger that. Once again, slipstream. Look at the way the Ferrari just launched out of that corner, man. That was crazy. Got DRS again. I am definitely gaining on them. But if I'm not careful, my teammate and the Haas are going to gain on me. So the Mercedes is just starting to pull away from the Ferrari here. The Ferraris can't afford to allow Bottas to pull away. Oh, got on one wide. Yep. Just touched the grass with my front right. Here we go with DRS. As usual, the guys in front pull away from me quite significantly. Leclerc attacking Bottas. I've got pretty good seats. Oh, I think Bottas ran quite wide there, not too sure why. Bottas has got the inside line for the next corner. He's going to have him. But if Leclerc sticks with him, he's going to have the inside line, which I think he has. There we go. Leclerc's going to have him. Now Leclerc needs to squeeze him out, which he, ooh, cut across him. Leclerc gets the position. That was very close to being an incident there. But Leclerc gets it. Kind of reminds me of how aggressive Leclerc was during the Italian Grand Prix.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Roger that. Bottas going defensive on Vettel. He's right behind him now. Leclerc needs to pull away from Bottas if he wants to keep that position. Surprised Vettel hasn't been more involved in this battle between his teammate and Bottas than he has already. He's really just been hanging back, having the perfect seats in the house, Vettel. And here I am, not really affecting much. I get close through this part and then down the straight I'm just disappearing. It's like, hello, remember me? I'm here, you know, and then all of a sudden it would just disappear off into the distance. They're like, oh yeah, it's you, Max Verstappen. Bye-bye. Look at that, DRS, and they still just pull away from me like crazy. Bottas wasn't able to pass Leclerc there. Nicely done from Leclerc. When am I supposed to be pitting? Lap 10, okay. Oh, back end, whoa. Tyres aren't looking too good. I'm thinking of pitting early just so that I may be able to... Excuse me, track limit there, needs to be careful. Just so that I may be able to get an undercut on these guys.
Okay, you're in his dirty air. Get past him.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. I think I might stop an extra lap here. An earlier lap, just to make sure that I might be able to get a chance to undercut him. Where would I end up if I pitted now? 13th. I'll probably have to pass a couple cars. Probably not good. Lewis Hamilton's just off. Not even concerned about this race anymore. Back in stepped out there on Vettel. But recovered nicely. Teammate starting to pull away from the Haas. Just trying to save up some ERS. Some fuel as well for when I put on the new tyres. I can push really hard. So I can do that. It would like a podium at least. If Lewis does win this, then I think it would be mathematically over for me to have a chance. I need him to retire, or I need to at least finish ahead of him. Possibly even win the race, to be honest.
Okay, you may start feeling some significant drop-off in grip around now. The data suggests the tyres are getting quite worn. They may not last much longer.
What's that?
Right, Right, come in at the end of this lap.
That's exactly what I want to do. Being stuck behind them isn't doing me any good. So let's try a different strategy.
Release, release.
2.4, which is the standard, to be honest, from what I can tell. Don't think it's ever gone lower than that.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Oh, not bad space. I came out just behind Ricardo. Got a bit of space behind me. Okay, it's not too bad. Alright, let's turn everything up. Let's see what I can do. Gotta try and drive like a madman though. Might get a bit of DRS from Ricardo, which might help me. Ran a bit wide, but that's okay. Come on, Ricardo, get moving.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix...
Shut up, Jeff.
Okay, copy that.
Can't afford to be wasting time on you, Ricardo. Just can't afford it. Gonna get DRS. This might be between me and a podium here. Didn't run wide at all there, that was very nice. I have to go 18 laps on these tyres. It's going to be quite difficult. Definitely going to be suffering at the end of the race, but I think that's Vettel decided to pit. So he's trying to undercut on his teammate and Bottas in front of him. And I've tried to undercut on him and his teammate and Bottas. So let's see what happens here. Come around the final corner. Has it paid off? Has my gamble paid off? I think it might. I think it has. I think it definitely has. There you go, just past him now. I think it clearly has passed. Clearly has worked. And he's behind the Renault of Ricardo. That's good for me. If that's the case, I might actually be ahead of the other guys because Vettel was right behind his teammate and Bottas. Oh, I might slip past. There we go. Didn't think I was going to get past there, but I did a bit of power on there. Just slipped by. Can't afford to be held up at all here. Go, 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 go.
Pierre ahead. Gap to car in front is 8.8 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 10 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 40.8.
1 minute 40.8, okay. Wow, that's really slow for my teammate. Really, really slow. Okay, I need to bring down the engine because that's getting quite low in terms of fuel. The rest can stay up though. The next Ferrari has pitted. Can I get ahead of that Ferrari? And I think the race leader has pitted as well, Lewis Hamilton. Teammates pitted as well.
Is in the pits.
Where am I going to end up? Round the final corner. Hamilton should get ahead. But I might get ahead of the Ferrari as well. Personal best, 1 minute 37.7. Oh, look how close Hamilton is. Whoa. Didn't expect to be this close to Hamilton. Hamilton's going to pull away easy, but still. Very surprised. Very good strategy on my part here. Able to be right behind Hamilton here. And obviously my tyres are much more worn up than his is. Got to get DRS, but is that going to be enough to pass him? Look at the way he's pulling away here. Currently Bottas is in the lead, but that's because he hasn't pitted yet. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Slowly I was getting on Hamilton there. But not quite good enough. That's probably my one and only chance to pass Hamilton there. He's just going to start pulling away now. I think maybe Bottas is going to be passed by the two Ferraris here. Right, I found a corner for me. Got to get DRS once again. Here we are on lap 16. Hamilton has been able to pull away from me a bit here. Just over a second ahead of me. Valtteri Bottas came out behind one of the Ferraris. He's now closing on the back of them. He should get DRS soon. Currently I'm in second place. Not long to go in this race, just 12 laps left. This will be a very good win, very good second place for me. Very good strategy as well, but gonna run wide, gonna run very wide. But as I was saying, I really wanted to try and win this race, but with that mistake, I think it's pretty much done unless Lewis retires, which I don't see happening. .7 clear of Vettel. Teammate.
Gap to teammate behind is 14.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 6th. The time last lap was a 1:39.0.
Okay. Bottas got ahead of Vettel. No way, he has not. Vettel still keeps his position. If I pitted now, where would I end up? 6th place. Oh, that's not bad. Obviously, I'm not going to pit though. Now, if there was a safety car, I may consider it. Do I have a new set of the softs? No, I don't. Bit annoying. I'm pretty sure I should have a set of new soft, but Bottas gets ahead of Vettel and stays ahead this time. Ten laps left to go. 7.5 seconds clear of Bottas and Vettel, it must be said. Leclerc is losing ground on his teammate and Bottas. Not too sure why, I don't know if he's got an issue or something. I think as things stand right now, Lewis will be Drivers' World Champion. And I need something drastic to happen here. I need my engineer to come on the radio and say Lewis is having issues. I really do right now. Because I think it was just... I think it was either just under 2 race wins or just over 2 race wins. I can't remember precisely. I think it was like 51 points I was behind Hamilton. It might have been just under that, but I need a bit of assistance. My really big opportunity was just after Lewis came out of the pits, but I had one decent opportunity and then that was it. I'm able to keep Bottas relatively in check, but Hamilton, nah. So it's going to show who's the first team driver in Mercedes, which is true, and who's the wingman. .2 seconds. The gap between me and Bottas is 7.5. Okay, that's not too bad. In second place, I think it's a decent result considering where I started. That first lap was pretty good for me. Very good, in fact. I'm always able to gain some nice amount of places going into the first corner. Now imagine if you're able to get a decent launch off the grid, like what the AI do. Oh my days, I would have been able to challenge Hamilton for first place going into the first corner. That's definitely something they need to fix on this game. The AI is just too good off the line, it's ridiculous. If it was I was too late releasing the clutch, okay, fair enough. That makes sense, but I'm not. I mean, most of the time I think I'm actually pretty good with it, but damn. The way the AI launch off the start line is just crazy. Here we are on lap 25 now, just 3 laps left to go. The Hunter's just flown off into the distance now. I'm taking things a bit easy. Vettel and Bottas have been fighting non-stop, backwards and forwards. As you can see on the top left, now it's Vettel who's in third place. It's really because of that why I have, as you can see, an 8.6 second lead over them. Very good result for me. Might as well say well done to Hamilton right now, because he's going to win the Drivers' World Championship. Not too sure who's going to get third though. Because neither driver is going to give up, neither Bottas or Vettel. I think I've got a Williams in front of me right now. Back marker. As you can see from my ERS, bottom of the screen, bottom right, I'm saving ERS. No need for it, to be honest. I'm 8.5 behind Hamilton now, which I think is pretty much the exact same gap I got between me and Vettel. 8.2, my mistake. 3 tenths off there. It's been a up and down season so far for me. Happy I've won some races. Very surprised I was able to win Belgium. Able to win last time out in Mexico after having yet another fight with Hamilton. How am I below fuel here? That's crazy. Alright, let's save some fuel here. Last thing I need is on the final lap to run out of fuel. That's just stupidity on my part if I ever allow that to happen. Okay. Who was that? Was that, yeah, that was Kubica. Got my way there. Got to turn up the arrest now. Use it up. Put that to standard again. I think Brazil, the next race, it's a possible winner for me. Particularly that second sector is definitely an area where I might be able to be better than the AI in. Come up to the final lap of the race. Just one more lap for Hamilton to go. He's crossed the finishing line already to become Java's world champion. For the 6th time. Just one behind the record of Michael Schumacher. The most successful F1 driver ever. With 7. Max Verstappen will still be looking for his first. Kind of disappointed I wasn't able to do it in this series, but it's been quite a lot of fun to be driving in this Red Bull. Definitely, I understand now the deficit that the Red Bull has to the Ferrari and the Mercedes. No doubt about it. It's really the engine. Just doesn't have the horsepower. If the Red Bull had the Ferrari engine, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, no one would be able to stop them. No one. It has the chassis and the aero. All it needs is the engine, really. Just a couple more corners for Hamilton. I was hoping for some misfortune to happen to Hamilton, but that didn't work. Bottas got by Vettel. No, he didn't. Before he got by Vettel, but I think Vettel's still fighting him. For that 3rd spot. Lewis Hamilton wins the race. Well done to him. I can run to gain 2nd. From where I started in 10th place. I think this is a pretty good result. 2nd.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
Let's move on to the Constructors. It's another clear win for Mercedes as they managed to secure the Constructors' title. An incredible performance for the whole team. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
As you can see, I'm 52 points behind Lewis, with only 50 points available for the last 2 races, so I'm out of the running for the Drivers' Championship. Disappointed about that. And as I was mentioning earlier, before the end of the race, I was saying that Lewis Hamilton is the Drivers' Champion. I think it's highly likely it is the case. Obviously, Bottas still has an opportunity, but Lewis Hamilton definitely needs to retire from one of the next 2 races in order for his teammate to even stand a chance. Constructors, Mercedes won the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari definitely in 2nd place. We've got 3rd, as you can see. That's the end of this video. I'd like to thank everyone who's watched. Really do appreciate it. If you want to keep up to date with my latest information, please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. Links will be as usual are in the description box down below. Aside from that, please don't forget to hit that like button, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you all again in my next video, which is the Brazilian Grand Prix tomorrow. Laters.